Hello everyone, this is Olga Bright. Welcome, and I would like to say Happy Chinese Lunar New Year. And it's a new year of a red rooster. And we all know the qualities of roosters, right? They're very protective, very important, very fiery, you know, and very masculine, very masculine. So embrace the masculine this year, of course, definitely. In talking about the male and female creatures embracing their masculine sides, okay? Their fiery, their action, their movement. But don't forget, of course, to stay in balance with the feminine, okay? So I would like to say that I'm not a political activist, but I would just like to help people to go through this change, through this I would say, this leap, this, when you go in this spiral, you go in a circle and then you go whoop up. Or if you go on the stairs, here's the stairs, you go flat, 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 and then you have to go up. So we're kind of climbing this right now so we can go on the next level. So as I said previously, not political activist, but I do have something to say to help you and everyone else. So what's going on in America right now? After a long time where things, even when, there was crisis and everything about 8 years, 7 ago, after that, things were pretty flat, pretty stable. Things were not changing too much drastically. Institutions were working pretty, what's the word? So they were pretty stable, okay? And now is just everything just in complete chaos. People are just going crazy. Everyone is confused, shocked. And I have to tell you that it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because in a system where institutions work properly and smoothly, everyone has their own little spot. It works for a while, but then you have to grow, you have to evolve. We evolve as human beings, as creatures on this planet. So we always expand as the universe does. We do that with her, and that means that we must evolve and expand and grow. Okay, as I mentioned before, it's a time of chaos and people are shocked and they don't know what to do. Well, this is a great, great, great time for your growth, for your evolution. And I know it's kind of hard and it's painful in the beginning, but then once you have a breakthrough, it's like, you can finally breathe. You push through and you have a breakthrough and you're there. Okay, when talking about politics, the big system obviously was there in place. It's like a big, huge rock, like a size of the mountain. Okay, it was there, and no one could do anything. There was like no hope for a change, and also the reason for it is because it takes an incredible amount of energy and effort to change something like this, and people weren't ready to participate in it, and without people no one else could do anything. This is one of the reasons why Bernie Sanders, for example, who was I would say he was like a catalyst for a big crack in that rock, right? He couldn't go till the end because this way people would not evolve. This would prevent them from growing. They would just cheer again and say, oh, we have someone else to come in and may do everything for us, and they wouldn't have to grow themselves personally and become something else, become something bigger. Okay, so in this moment we are going to move out of the superhero mentality where I love American superheroes and everything that you guys have, because it's a hero, okay, rescues and saves people and lives, and it's great. But the reason why we always see this as someone else, an outsider, when they're little, when the kids are little, we all are little, we're like dream to be heroes and everything, but then we are in the system, we're in the school and everywhere, and then everyone helps us forget that we're supposed to be heroes, so we just count on someone else to do that. Like everyone wanted Bernie Sanders to do that, but I'm sorry, it's not gonna work, because you need to individually grow and become a superhero, and also get together with other superheroes. You know, it will take all of the superheroes collectively together to come in and create a great change. Okay, and it's also, as the system is really shaking and it's really destabilizing right now, it's very fragile, it's just a big mess. It's easier to change it, to destructure it, to change things, to get in, to, I don't know, if we want to just explode it and create a new one, build the new one, okay? It's much easier. So I want you to see this as an opportunity for that to happen, and for us all to get together and do that, okay? The next thing I was gonna say is that people are really angry right now. And what does it mean? People, without understanding how anger works as emotion, what it brings, and how it serves you, people just go and start blaming everyone. It's your fault, you're bad, this guy's bad. No, it's like abortions, and it's just like racial stuff, and it's a big mess. It's a big mess. So what I want you to understand, when you know emotional scale, on the bottom is despair. It's despair, it's depression. There's no movement going on there, no change, no nothing. It's just bad. People just sit, rot, they do nothing, okay? They can't do nothing, they have no desire to do anything. Something served as a catalyst for them to understand something twisted, and they got angry. They're like, this is not good, this is not fair. So like Bernie Sanders came in and everybody like sort of rose, right? So people got angry, okay? And then now we have Trump as a president, which we can also look at as, he probably will bring some very direct positive things, but it looks like a huge mess, and people are not happy, okay? So I want you to see Trump as a mirror, as a big teacher and a catalyst for this destruction of the structure that we had before. Okay, he's bringing, so Bernie Sanders started, and then Trump is bringing completely different kind of work for us. We're looking at our shadow, like we're looking in the darkness. Here's the darkness, we have to bring the light on and shine and see where is it our fault, okay? So for example, after anger, so you were in despair and depression, you get angry, what's next? Anger, you're next you come on the level of hope, where you're like hoping that things could be different. What do you do in this stage? You plan, you make a plan. Right now, this is a year of new beginning. It's gonna be about 9 years, you know, it's gonna be a new cycle. It's a new beginning, it's a growth opportunity and expansion. This is a year of spiritual growth. So make a plan right now, okay? You have a great hope, make a plan. Next step is when you believe you can do it, okay? You can do it yourself, you can do it together with others, and you come to a next level where you, on the action, where you believe, you start acting, right? Because now you believe you can do it, and with other people you get together, you guys have confidence, you have courage. Maybe you're afraid, but you pass through it. That's called courage, okay? You move through it anyways, even though you are afraid. You try to be brave. So this creates action, big, massive action, good action, maybe small one, but still very important. And if it's all together, people putting a little bit of effort together creates huge, massive result and outcome and effect. So, and after that follows the knowing. You know you can. Now you have manifested the change. You have manifested different destiny and a different kind of life for yourself and others. Also, about blaming others. Here's what I want you to understand. When people say, you know, the black people shouldn't be like angry about, you know, slavery, and the Indians shouldn't be angry. This is past, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know, like, so can't find anything about white people right now. But like women, for example, were in this different kind of slavery, and they were, different kind of slaves. So what we're talking about here right now, and the new generation comes and they say, we have nothing to do with it, we're not bad. Well, I have good and bad news for you, that you pay for the debts of your ancestors. You come with that karma, okay? This is how it works. You come in here, for example, and you come into a family where there is no money. You come in with poor health, or you come in a place where there is no love. Okay, so in past lives, you worked, you did something, okay? You evolved, something was happening there with you. And basically, it's like a video game. You collected some resources. When people say, the money, like, you can't take with you, let me tell you something, yes, you can. Because people who are born into wealthy families, they have earned that. They come with that resource from their previous lives. That's why they're born into wealthy. And other people who haven't earned that yet, they still, they yet to do it. They come into poor families. They don't have that resource, or they have very little, okay? They have to work through that. You can call it karma, you can call it what you want. Same thing, I just wanted to say, mentioning a little bit about abortion, is I'm not trying to make anyone angry, okay? But that would be also your karma, and it will be passed on the next 7 generations at least. And you are responsible for what your ancestors did. So it's really great to understand that, and to come in together and take responsibility for your own actions in this life, something that you can remember, okay? And we're not talking about, like, some kind of programming from your parents. We're just talking about your personal responsibility right now as an adult. By the way, adult, by the definition, means a person who is responsible for their own actions and who's holding themselves accountable for what's going on in their life, okay? So, and children, what do we have with children? Children scream that, you need to take care of me, you need to protect me, and blah, 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 blah. And then the parent is the other way. He wants to control everything. He wants to tell everyone what to do. So if we have screaming children over here saying, you need to do this and that, and this says, for example, I will do something for you, but I will also control you. Okay, so we all need to bring the scale on the level of adults, okay, maturity adults, and come together and take responsibility collectively. If we, as like, I represent the white race, okay, and I also represent Russian culture, which is very interesting because I'm in America, and Russian Americans, so I represent something different than white Americans. I also am an immigrant. I represent something, but I'm not Mexican, I'm white, so it's a whole mixture. So I see things from so many different directions, and coming together collectively, taking responsibility, saying, I am sorry we took your land, I am sorry we took your freedom, let's work together, we are here now, and we can create a better life, better destiny for each other. How do we do it? Okay, you come in together, you get together, you have a conversation, you start with a conversation, stop blaming everyone. Blaming doesn't work. Blaming will make people angry, and they'll just do things in spite, right? Is that the word? In spite, so basically just because you were so angry and mad and yelling for something, you were demanding, instead of just going and working for it and earning it and taking it. And when we're talking about bringing change, a great example of civil disobedience, I hear about it a lot, is Ireland. My sister, who raised me as a mother, lives in Ireland. We both are from Latvia, not from Russia. She lives in Ireland, and she had a great example for me. I was blown away. I was like, wow, that is so cool. So Ireland brought a new law about the water. So people never paid for the water. The water was free. It was just, it's a resource from the land, from the ocean, whatever, you know, and people just drink it. They don't have to pay for it. They have a right. It's a constitutional right. And so the government says, okay, now we're going to, like, you know, you guys are going to pay for the water. People were protesting, if you remember. I'm sure you remember. You've seen something being mentioned. People protested. People were fighting, and nothing, they didn't change anything. They still brought the law in. What happened after is very important. So they brought, like, they put some things on their houses, on their homes, and they started billing people. Okay, it was like $25, $30 a month. And my sister was like, oh, I don't know. Like, should I pay? Should I not? I'm not sure. It's a little amount, you know. But so she was not paying, and not $25, I'm sorry, euros. So the bill got up to 250. And she started getting a little concerned, you know. She's like, I don't want to wait till it gets to 1,000, you know. And somehow she got into a conversation with her neighbors. They are pure, I don't want to say pure Irish. They are Irish, okay? Not like an immigrant as her. And, you know, they started talking about it, and they said, are you paying for the water? And she said, no. She's like, and they're like, please don't pay for the water. We are all not paying for the water. This is, you know, we're not going to. And a few months later, the law was, in my simple words, canceled. They canceled the law because people said, no, we're not doing that. We're not paying for the water, okay? This is our constitutional right, and we're all going to disobey. Civilian disobedience. No one protested, they just didn't pay. And the government couldn't do anything. They couldn't go and enforce. Like, there's too many people to enforce the law on, okay? So this is how it works. And I think this is a great example for America. People should learn about these kind of tools and techniques and tactics, okay? Your actions should be strategical. That's why you sit down. That's why you have a plan. That's why you think about, like, you brainstorm. You create different solutions. You think about different possibilities. If we do this, what's going to happen if we do that, okay? But it's very important to get together and stop just blaming. Just blaming and yelling and being angry doesn't help. That's past, okay? This got you out of that funk, okay? Anger is important to get you out of the funk, okay? And to understand that you have the voice and it matters. And then next step, as I say, it's a hope. You make a plan, then you act, and then you create a new destiny, new life for yourself, for your nation, for your country, for the whole world, okay? And I would encourage you and recommend you to see Trump as one of the teachers and one of the mirrors and one of the opportunities to destroy and create something completely different, okay? So the structure is so unstable. Get in there, get in those cracks, and start creating your stuff. Start doing things that you believe are so important and are most important. And there you go. Grow as an individual, grow as a nation, grow as a human race. Yeah, and also don't forget to hold people accountable for what they do. I know that there's a whole culture of forgiving and let it go. I have addressed it in my old video. If you forgive, you know, people who take your land and take your water and take your health and take your rights, you know, you're not going to get too far. No, you need to say, no, your agenda does not work and it is not fair, and I will fight and protect and do what I believe is important, because there's so many of us, we all think so, and we're gonna win. Okay, all right, you guys have a great year and a great day today, and I hope this was helpful. Bye bye.